Welcome to the Indian Newsling podcast by Praneeta Mahajan.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Indian Newsling podcast. Since it's school holidays, I'll talk about something which is very close to my heart. As a mother of two, I often wonder and often ask myself, what are the qualities and what are the life skills that would help my children grow to be happy and successful adults later on in life, and how can I nurture and at times cultivate those qualities in them as people. I want to talk about one such quality today that I have read about, I have heard about, and I want to share all that with you today. So, we have to teach our children a very important skill, and that skill is to make lemonade out of the lemons that life gives us. We have all heard about positive stories, positive quotes. It often pops up on your Instagram and social media networks, I'm sure, about how it's really important to persevere, to not give up on hope, to be positive. But how do we tell these little ones to not give up? How do we teach them that no problem, no matter how big that problem seems in their world, is not bigger than life? There are a lot of successes, a lot of failures that would always be a part of life, but how they navigate through these challenges is a life skill. And how can we as adults equip them? So one such thing is perseverance. Perseverance is a very vital attribute, as it equips the children with the strength to face these challenges, to overcome the setbacks, to achieve all their goals. And by doing that, we can empower them to navigate through life. We can provide them with a positive outlook, and that, I think, goes a long way. Now, there is a word called grit. Now, that has become a very popular term in the child development and education circles. I'm sure you all have heard about it. Grit is basically a person's passion, motivation, and determination to achieve any goal. Now, a lot of the studies across the world are highlighting how this is a very, very crucial component of a healthy mind. And many studies have highlighted how long-term success in academic circuit and even in life is a combination of grit and self-control and resilience. What that means is it's not necessary for a child to be born a genius. What's important is how they have this desire or this passion to pursue a certain goal. And over a period of time, we see that these kids can achieve bigger things and greater things. For example, children who won the spelling bee, for instance, they're not necessarily smarter than their peers. It's just that they have worked a lot harder, and they've studied this particular area of interest. They have just studied more words, they've given more time, they've pursued it for longer hours than an average student would. And that's why they come on top, and they seem to be knowing all of it, and that's why their success chances are a lot higher for their area of interest. Now, as parents, to make sure that our kids know the value of perseverance, it's very important to encourage a growth mindset in the house. How we can do that is we have to encourage them to embrace all the challenges and view every failure as a valuable learning experience. Now, in a book called Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, there is a great author, a great psychologist. Her name is Dr. Carol Dweck, and she emphasizes on how important this growth mindset is. So the growth mindset, to be put simply, is just instead of saying, I am not good at something, you just tell yourself or tell your children that you're not there yet. And this word yet is where the growth mindset comes in. So all you're doing is basically your passion of to do something would help you stretch yourself, would help you stick to the task at hand, would help you value the little milestones that you achieve along the way and not focus on the end result. So you embrace all your challenges, you learn from your failures, you persist, you pursue, and every knowledge, every skill, every little trick that you learn along the way is what's going to help you achieve that success at the end. So the growth mindset basically just talks about finding the good in the situation. So every little thing that you've learned along the way is what is the value that you've learned from that experience. That is what you've gained out of that experience. And that needs to be highlighted, especially in today's world. We don't have winners, we don't have losers. We only have to pursue the journey. We have to value that journey. And that, I think, is a very beautiful and very, very crucial component of living life, because we are in a world wherein the competition is constant, the pressures are constant, and you're judging. Everybody is judging each other, social media. You just don't have time off the world. So you're not just by yourself at any given time. And that's where this becomes very important. If you have a growth mindset, you will not be too harsh on yourself. And any setback would look like a learning opportunity. And it's a lot easier to get over it and come out of that situation. Now, another thing which as parents we can do is facilitate problem solving skills in kids. This is again a very, very important thing which a lot of psychologists, a lot of clinical and child psychologists have stressed upon. Now, what that means is basically any child that is resilient will be able to identify problems, brainstorm on the solutions, and then take appropriate actions. We have to encourage children to think critically, explore different perspectives, understand different points of view, and then learn how to develop strategies, overcome these obstacles. So problem solving, the process itself, is very, very important. And I think in modern day, we are used to instant solutions. And even in parenting, a lot of times we make the error of providing the answers to the children. We don't teach them how to do the problem solving. And that is a very important skill in life. Once they know how to work their way around a situation, around an obstacle, the journey becomes a lot easier, because then they know where to start. They know how to identify problems. They know that there is a solution. All it requires is putting the appropriate action, giving it the due thought, and working their way around it. So we need to encourage these, and I think this is slowly gaining popularity in the Montessori way of teaching, in a lot of early learning centers that we see around us. It's the problem solving skills. I think that is being encouraged, and that's wonderful. And that is what needs to be highlighted even as parents or caregivers. We need to equip these kids with the necessary tools to deal with life as it comes. A very positive way to do this is through sports or arts or any extracurricular activities that your child might be interested in. Because through these activities, what they're learning is they're learning the value of practice. They're learning to stick to a certain discipline and a routine. They learn the ability to set their goal on something and then work towards developing that skill, towards working harder, towards achieving small goals. And what that does is not necessarily put a problem in front of them, but put a target which they can achieve and work towards that target. So that's why these extracurricular activities can come in very handy if you want to push the idea of perseverance and resilience in your children. A lot of child psychologists, a lot of psychologists have emphasized on this. The next thing that of course, we can do is positive mindset. For sure, we have to highlight and emphasize on the fact how every little thing works towards building a better tomorrow. We need to highlight this, because optimistic children, they know that their efforts will lead to a positive outcome. And not giving up, again, is a very important message. So once we teach the kids that setbacks are a part of life, they will come and go, and life will never be a straight line that you just walk on. There will always be positive events, there will always be negative events around us, but how we process it is very important, and we have to cultivate that positive mindset. A very good way to do that is to do two things. Firstly, tell them that it's okay to fail. It's okay for them to see adults around them. It's okay for you as adults to share those stories and tell them how you handle a certain situation with grace, with resilience. Share those stories with them so that they know that it's okay to fail. You have to model the art of resilience. You have to model the art of perseverance. Let them learn by observing you. Let them see your challenges. Talk to them about any setbacks that you have, even on a daily basis, and tell them how you deal with it. And as long as you normalize these conversations, I'm sure it will have a great impact on how they look at life. Again, we have to emphasize, maybe be the role models, and highlight, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a parent, whether you're a caregiver, whether you have some young kids in your family that look up to you. We have to model these qualities, and we have to show them how to navigate through life, because they're learning through us. They don't have to make the same mistakes. They can simply learn by talking, and that's where the art of conversation is a great teacher. So if we just talk to them and make them understand that it's okay to fail, there is always someone around you that you can talk to. There's always someone that you can go to. There is always a way to solve this problem and bounce back. All you need is to figure the way out and to navigate your way around that particular problem in that particular moment. And as long as you highlight that, I'm sure it comes as second nature for the child to look for solutions rather than look at the disappointment and give up. So we have to encourage that positivity. We have to encourage the value of resilience, the value of perseverance. I would like to conclude my podcast today with a very famous quote, which says, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So I hope this has helped you. I hope that all of our future podcasts bring something positive and brings about tools for us to navigate through life together as a community. Thank you so much for listening to us. Please log into the Indian Newsling website and have a look at our stories. We have many interesting stories which matter to us, and we're sure you would love to go through it, and I hope that they can be of help to you as well. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you for listening to the Indian Newsling podcast by Praneeta Mahajan.